Are you worried about humanity? Are you worried about our country? Are you worried about the future? Of course, you as an educator, an early childhood educator, are in a fantastic position to help turn the tide. And one thing that I think that you probably know is that it's going to take some courage on the part of all of us to reevaluate what our job is, and expand the definition into its original concept of what education is. Originally, the Latin roots of the English word education, there were two of them, and they're both valid, but we seem to have, our system seems to have leaned just towards one of the definitions, one side of what education can and should be, if it is to be true education. The first most common accepted definition of the word education is educare, which means to train or to mold. And that is a lot of what our educational system does. And that's a good thing. Of course, that's needed to a degree. But when it's out of balance and when it misses the other side of what education is intended to be, which is educare, which means to lead out, to draw out. And that is what this podcast is mainly about. That is what everything that I will be emphasizing anytime that I talk to you, or when I talk to people that I invite to share conversation with me on this podcast. We must draw out the intelligence, the wisdom, the creativity, the outrageousness, the surprises, the insights, the natural humane instincts, the empathy, the true boundary breaking possibilities that are in each new generation. Because if we don't, we will be stuck in the old, white man way of doing things, which is not okay. We see that it's not okay in so many ways. It is definitely our responsibility, our truest and deepest responsibility with the youth of today and any new, fresh generation of youth, to draw out what is deep inside them, what comes in through them, which will always be more advanced, more evolved. Hopefully you're not uncomfortable with that word, evolved, evolution. But if we look into the past, we always see that each generation understands more, is more insightful, has different expressions of creativity, has new ways of solving problems if they're now enabled and empowered to do so. And so I just see our place in society as the ones who are the enablers for the creativity, for the genius, for the surprises, for the insights that may not have occurred to us, but we're okay with that. We have the courage to give that a platform, to welcome it, to enjoy it, to be the beneficiaries of it. Because if we don't, then how is it that we would be anything but stuck in the same old ways of doing things, which are the way that this country and this world and this planet have gotten humanity to where we are now, having the mostly negative influence on the planet because of that old thinking that it isn't what is needed at this time. Not to say that everyone isn't creative. Of course, there are many, many, many pockets of creative solution finding individuals and organizations. But as educators, We need to be finding that balance between training and molding and putting knowledge in, and then also leading out, drawing out, bringing out, evoking the creativity and the intelligence and the insights that are not clearly visible to us, but are clearly visible to the next generation. And the courage that that takes comes with equal or even grander amounts of rewards if we can do that on a platform of our own confidence and trust in the process of how life evolves through us human beings. So yeah, I'm not going to be timid anymore in this perspective that I have, because I think it's too important. And there are so many ways that we can connect this kind of perspective to our daily practice as teachers, as educators, and as our daily practice as parents, and as our participants in the human race, and as Americans, and as participants in the human race. We need to get on board with this. All right, so much for now. Thank you for being here.